What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to T3G. My name is Dalibor, and this is Teaching Tuesday. We're going to do things a little bit differently today. You're going to hear some background noise, but again, this just goes into today's theme. Today I want to talk about doing the thing. Doing the damn thing, if you will. This morning when I went on Facebook for the first time, I noticed a post from a good friend of mine. He posted, it was one of those, Facebook reminds you of a post you did a while ago, and it was about his Space Scat comic that has not come out yet and, won't be coming out for a while. Who knows if it will ever. And he wrote a really, really insightful article about it. I'm going to call it an article because it's very, very long and thoughtful, and a lot of effort was put into it, and I'm going to call it an article. Call it what it is, spade is spade, as it were. As far as the contents of that article, it was basically a retrospective on his process of getting the Space Cat comic done, or rather not done. It was a matter of how he was really excited about this project and had this really cool idea. And I remember when he pitched it to me, he had already been, months or years at that point, I don't even remember actually, into the whole concept. And I was like, this sounds super fun. Like, I want to read this. This is super awesome. He started with this idea, and then he was going to make this comic, and he started with a little bit of content, but then he felt, oh, my drawing skills aren't good enough. So he started working on basics, just shapes, textures, line work, that kind of stuff. And then he was like, you know what, my inking's not good enough. So then he started doing a lot of inking work. So what that turned into, by the time he got around to, all right, I'm just gonna do this book, he lost interest, he stopped caring. So now we as fans may never get to see this work. It really just goes to prove that done is better than perfect in a lot of ways. Now, I'm not saying don't get better at your craft, I'm not saying don't study, don't practice, don't learn, but at some point you gotta just do the damn thing. It really goes back to yesterday's video. Yesterday it was a matter of, I wanna put this video out. I wasn't trying to fancy it up, I wasn't trying to put a ton of stuff, into it to, make it snazzy. I actually did do some color correction, color grading, unexpectedly. It just, I was like, I kind of want to play around with it. I saw somebody using the Lumetri panel. I actually didn't know there was a Lumetri panel, so I figured I'd use that, and I think it came out with a cool look. So that was a really cool, just like a little experiment. But again, it was learning in the midst of doing, right? That video was going to go up. Even if I was like, oh man, my color grading sucks, I was just going to undo Control Z until it was fine, back into normal. Now, the other thing that really ties into this, that really kind of made me want to do this video, is there's a channel, and I've got that link down below. It's called Mr. Exit Strategy. I found out about it through the No Small Creators group on Facebook. One of the members posted it and said, hey, when I saw the first video about this, it was 38 subscribers, and now he's got over almost 2,000. And that kind of goes to prove two different things, right? He posted one of the absolute first on the internet videos about the new type cover case thing, whatever, the smart keyboard, magic keyboard, whatever, for the iPad Pro, the new one, like the newest one today in April 2020. He posted one of the first ones out, and it was like 30 seconds. The first one was 30 seconds. It was just like turning it around, showing it. That was it. It was just, this is it. And that has 86,000 views. The second video was a little more in depth. He unboxed it, he showed the stuff that was in there, kind of showed off what it does. I think, but it was still a short video, I think like under 5 minutes or something, and 200,000+ views. I think you're nearing 300,000. There is no channel art, there is no logo, there's no fancy thumbnails, there's no anything that you hear is, oh, like this is what you need to like make your channel good and grow and whatever. All that stuff from the strategists isn't there, because it was a matter of, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna make this video, I'm gonna put it out. In the tech space, there is a lot to say about being the first. Lou from Unbox Therapy recently shared that he got kind of his big pop, his like big channel growth the first time off of the first iPad 2 unboxing. It's a minute 30. It was filmed in a Starbucks the day he bought it. I mean, like right after he bought it. He had driven down from Canada to Buffalo, New York to buy it. I'm gonna link that video down below. He filmed in a Starbucks. People were looking at him weird, but he got it done. He got it done, and he was, I think, one of the first ones, if not the first one out with an unboxing of this brand new hot ticket item. He said he turned off his subscription notifications because there were so many. It popped because he was the first one with this glimpse into this thing that people wanted. So I had to switch positions because they're not lying when they tell you don't sit on the lid of the cooler, Igloo coolers. It started bending, and I was like, why is my seat moving? But we're still doing this. I'm not really comfortable standing for a long time because of this boot. One more week. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. So again, this just goes to prove, it goes to just really reinforce the idea that it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to have fancy transitions. It doesn't have to have crazy B-roll. It doesn't have to have ridiculous quality. Get it done and put it out. That is what is important. That is what matters. Because guess what? A, if you're early on something, that's gonna give you growth. B, getting stuff done is gonna make you better, so your quality is gonna go up regardless. And speed of execution will give you the opportunity to fail and learn and iterate, right? You put out a video, maybe it's voiceover, it does, terribly. All right, maybe I need to be on screen. You do on screen, does better. So now you have a difference. Now you see different behaviors, different patterns. All the stuff that all the strategists tell you to do, you just do naturally from doing, from putting stuff out. There are 1,000 excuses you could give yourself not to do something, not to put out a video, not to make a drawing, not to put out a comic book. 1,000 excuses. I am in an anthology, a fully successfully funded anthology. Volume 2 was successfully funded, and a volume 3 I'm sure is gonna happen, and I'm sure it'll be successfully funded. I had never made more than a 3-page comic book, and the last one that I made was high school. I really think it was high school. So damn near 20 years ago at this point. But when they were like, hey, we're gonna do this, I was like, fuck yeah, I'm in. Because it's just a matter of doing. Guess what? It gave me the opportunity to create this really fun story, I think. It gave me the opportunity to practice my art. It gave me the opportunity to practice creating something that I've never created, not in a full fashion form. And I got experience in the entire creative process because I actually did do like little thumbnail sketches of the pages and planned out the whole story. Like I got experience in the whole thing as opposed to not having done it because, oh, my art's not good enough, blah, blah, blah. Like I had reasons. I have reasons right now. I tell you right now, I am not a production quality artist. That's a subjective opinion. Sure, I'm sure there are people that might like my art style, but that's a subjective thing too. I objectively have a quality level that I want to see in comic books. I am not at that quality level, and that's not going to change without me putting in 10,000 hours. And I am the idea guy. I would even venture to say writer, but I would love to see someone's incredible art put my stuff on the page. So I've categorized myself of my own accord, not because I have let other people's opinions direct what I do and what I don't do. I just said, hey, I'm gonna do this comic, this short story in this anthology because that will give me experience. It'll give me experience building a whole comic book. It'll give me experience working with other people on a large project from various places in the world. So at the end of the day, it was an invaluable experience. So I'm glad I did it. Is it the best story in there? Of course not. Listen, Mike Emirates is in there. Let's be serious. Chris McQuinlan. Let's be serious, guys. I am bottom 5. If there's even anyone lower than mine. I'm just saying, I did it. It was a blast. It was freeing in a way. Like I did it, and once I finished that last page, I was like, this is dope. Like it's not good, but it was dope. It was super cool to do. And it's just one more thing that proves you just gotta do the damn thing. The hell else are you gonna do? You're gonna sit there and excuse yourself out of a fucking happy life? Like a great prophet once said, just do it! Exactly, you tell him. That's gonna be it for this one. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. I'm still intending to do maybe 4 videos this week. Let's fucking go.